Hello, everyone. It's really nice to be with you here. And as it's mentioned, I'm an English teacher, and I'm happy to be with you today. I work to add something about myself. I'm a T alumna 2006, and I collaborated with British Council a lot, and I enjoy working with twinning projects since 2014, and since 2021 I am an ambassador of the program, and I was a coordinator of Euroclub for 10 years. So to start our work today, what I want to offer is to write your names in chats. Write please your name and three words which best characterize you. Okay, can you write? Yes, in chat, good. So we have kind, active, energetic, optimistic, creative, passionate, supportive, hardworking, proactive, responsible, yes, supportive, optimistic, positive, great, yes, open-minded, friendly, confident, curious, yes, mentioned about it, thirsty for learning something new, open, good, responsible, hardworking, great. Thank you for being active. Thank you for doing it. Long distance running, great. Thank you for this, and let's continue. Good. So the topic for my topic is teaching for life, not for exams. And today I'm going to talk about T program, T alumni life, PBL, and teaching American culture, the lessons, and using projects in school curricula. Okay, so what I want to start with, but Leah Schiller helped me a lot by introducing a program. I'm here to introduce Fulbright program, Fulbright Teaching Excellence and Achievement Program, sponsored by the US Department of State and funded by the US government and administered by IRIX. As a T alumna, I consider the program to be worth mentioning and worth applying for, as it really helps people, teachers, to spend six weeks in the US. It's a great opportunity for us teachers to take seminars at the host US university, observe a classroom, share our expertise with teachers, students, and locals, and co-teach. The program certainly has its benefits, as they are worth mentioning about. It fosters interaction with Americans. When you learn American culture, talk to students, teachers, locals. Co-teaching is a really invaluable experience because you teach and each teacher teaches to his or her strengths, and we all teach for kids' benefit. We share expertise and best practices, contribute to improving education, of course, and being a T alumna means to improve personally and professionally. It increases students' interests. I prepared some slides which will show you how different the life of a teacher can be when you go to the US and stay there for 6 weeks. these pictures can help you have a look at different life, new horizons and perspectives which the program offers. And the teacher can develop, improve, learn and share his or her experience with new colleagues. I'm really happy today to see my partner from the US, Valentina Tomasova. We spent 6 weeks with her, and it's really impressive to meet partners, to meet friends for life. So you see a lot of interaction here. Our visits, our Washington trips, visiting theater, court, NASA Center, Buckhorn School, the students of and teacher and my co-teacher of this school. I was teaching the 12th grade, and it's really quite different life. What do teachers get after coming back from the program? Certainly, you see today we have great webinar and lots of alumni. The community is very big, and lots of alumni have a chance to go to trainings, seminars, courses, meetings, which are organized by RELAW, US Embassy, and now we have a new partner public organization, SweetLaw, and we learn a lot, and we are really happy to meet our alumni community. Meetings, when time passes, time flies, but our meetings are still our meetings, talks, our visits, trips, sharing ideas. They are always in our memory. To sum up, to learn more, to see a new country, to get much knowledge, develop and improve, I invite you to apply for the program and join T Alumni. It's really unforgettable. Thank you for this part. And as you know, you can ask questions after each part. I will give you some time to ask questions, or you can write something in chat. Okay, so thank you. Let's continue. The topic I'm going to talk about, but to continue talking about, is PBL. So, okay. So problem-based learning, what is it? I'll start this part with introducing my favorite philosopher, educator, John Dewey, who used the motto, learning by doing. And I can't say that only one person did it in past. I can mention our Ukrainian philosophers, Vasil Sukhomlensky, Sofia Rusova. They also tried to bring positive changes into education in order to bring a true personality, and the personality who can realize himself in his life. John Dewey admitted that education doesn't prepare students for life, because education is life itself. When we compare two different approaches, like traditional learning and problem-based learning, we can see the difference. I think most of us belong to traditional learning approach, and we understand that Lots of us were taught what to do, what we need to do, how to do it. We memorized a lot, and certainly problem-based learning brought a lot of differences and fresh air into our life, because students were introduced the problem, or in most cases, students themselves can offer the problem to be solved. And certainly the problem led to discussing different ideas, to debating, interacting. And when you see the task, when they see the task, they should work on not only read the task, not only read the text. So certainly the next steps will be discussing problem with peers, debating, convincing each other, and then by using interdisciplinary approaches, so they can use different subjects and are involved in the work to solve the problem. We can talk about different students who every day take part in the process of learning. They learn and do. They exchange ideas and they take part in their own learning, and they are the part of curricula, school curricula. And you stated that human experiences influence the capacity to learn. Education is life itself. When students do the work, they remember more, they know it better, and certainly they can share ideas with others. Okay, now I will need your help. Again, you can use chat, or you can just raise hands or switch on microphone and speak. So as I mentioned before, the problem solving is very important. But what about skills? Why do we do that? Why do we need to teach problem solving? What skills do you use to answer the questions when the students are discussing something? They are asking questions. And what about their skills? What skills are they taught, or do they learn? So you can write in chat or speak, please. Please. What about skills which are learned when the student needs to answer the question? Great, yes. Good. Define the source of the problem, yes. Critical thinking, of course. Good. What else? Other skills? Okay. Yes. Forces skills. Yeah, we students use such skills as you mentioned: critical thinking, creativity, imagination. Yes, kind of question. Good kind of question is very important. Yeah, and they use comparison. They description. Yes. Okay. Good. And what about language skills? Yes, communication, yes. And Teamwork, great. Good. Problem solving, yes, was mentioned, yes. And what about life skills? They are all life skills. Good, great. Thank you for this. And why do we teach problem solving? Is it really important to teach it? Yes, John Dewey wanted to say that it is important, yes, to solve the problems, to do something, not only learn to read and to write. Yes, great. Yes. We need to solve problems every day. Yes, every day students solve small or big problems, and they need to know, yes, how to develop their practical skills. Good, good. And what I read, that some employers are trying to find workers who have good problem-solving skills nowadays, who are very fast at it. Okay, good. Good, thank you, thank you. Good, great. Next, let's continue. So, when the student gets the problem to solve, so what do students do? They identify the problem. Yes, they start to think about their solutions, positive solutions. What do they do in this way? They talk together, they discuss, they share ideas, generate solutions. Yes, they choose maybe the best solution, and they create they create the tasks, what they can do. Again, one more question. What skills do we need, not only to ask questions, but to work on problem solving? How do students collaborate? But what skills do they need to collaborate? Thank you. Yes, thank you. Good. So skills, they are socializing. Again, we can, yes, tolerance, good. We can use the same critical thinking as well, good. The good, yes. Great, yeah, great ability to listen, yes. Good, exchanging. Opinion, yes. All opinions matter, not only mine. Great. Good. Great. What else? What else can we add? They should understand each other. Yes. Empathy is a great word. Yes. Get life experience. Yes. To share. Yeah. In sharing problems. Good. Yeah. They should ask for help. They should know how to ask for help or give their suggestions. Good. And what we see now. So the students develop, after working hard on problem solving, after being tolerant, understandable, so after talking, exchanging ideas, they develop. So the teacher's role is great, really great. We do not only teach the language, and we develop a personality. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for this task. And as a teacher of English, we can teach our students not only language skills, but educate them to become citizens, world citizens. It is important to educate students for life. And when we use Dewey's logo, education, learning by doing, education is life itself, we understand that we offer them civic education, self-government. We ask them, we teach them to be active citizens, not passive observers. We teach students to develop values, knowledge, and skills. Maybe they will need these skills to live with. They should practice, and the teacher teaches them what he preaches, not the story from the book, but the teacher teaches students his own values, and it also matters. We teach students volunteering. And nowadays, we can see what teachers did in past and are continuing doing now. Everyone is volunteering nowadays, so it's education. We teach students to share ideas and knowledge and skills, which are given by Euroclubs. So projects and different organizations which work for teaching students to work on projects, Euroclubs, e-twinning, exchange programs, they are great programs for teaching and implementing project-based learning, but problem-based learning as well. And when we want to teach students to become future leaders, so as Yulia mentioned, so teachers also should show that they are leaders, that they lead. And feedback is very important as well. Thank you for that part, but I again prepared some pictures to show the faces of students in different cases when they work, when they are involved in different activities. Yes, they are in school mostly, but they are after school as well. So they are doing after school activities and exchanging their experience with their peers, not only in Ukraine, but abroad as well. So students are taught to be active. Students are taught to work on projects, and they are taught to be creative. When they work on e-twinning projects, they collaborate a lot. They are taught and they share not only information they search for, they share their knowledge, ideas with peers. They share and they learn other cultures. I'm showing pictures from different projects. And again, they share happiness and joy together. They make new friends in different countries, and they learn how to work on projects being at school, starting at school. And again, I want to mention one more friend I met here. I saw Oksana Stich, my great friend for years, the coordinator of Euroclub and e-twinning projects. So it's really nice to see my friends from different projects. Okay, we have come to one more task, which is very important. I know that today we used Mentimeter, and it's really easy to do it now. Okay, so what will we do? Okay. Do you see it now?
Yes, we can see your presentation.
Okay, thank you. So what we can add, so you could read, yes, other ideas from chat, and I saw the ideas on my screen. So the matter is that you didn't see them. Good. I'm sorry for that. When we use projects and problems at the lesson, so we can combine them with different topics. It doesn't matter what projects, as you saw, the names of the projects are very different, and we can include different spheres. So, but when we teach English, we can bring our American culture into the classroom or British culture into the classroom. And what I just do with my students, we can discuss what topics from American culture to use at the lesson, what things to talk about, and what problems are really important for them, not only for me, but for them. So what I offer when we had online lessons, we did a lot at home, and students searched for information they wanted to learn and brought the tasks to the classroom. Then they discussed ideas, introduce their topic or their problem or their project to their peers, and they discussed which topic is the best for them, which topic is worth talking about and mentioning in the classroom. It is a great thing when students are interested in searching for information at home, when they know that they can analyze their choice during the lesson. At home, they can mind map a lot and bring the ideas to the classroom. What about teaching American culture? When I offer students my topics, they chose American food for discussion at the lesson. And it was a great idea because they like eating fast food a lot, and there are students who hate it, and we always can compare what we like, what we don't like, and introduce this to their peers, to our students at the lesson. So again, Kahoot is a great game to repeat, to revise, to learn something new about culture. And I offer you to play Kahoot on the topic American food or food. Okay, so will we have the same problem?
Maybe you can share the link in the chat, because now that your screen is black again. Unfortunately, we can't see your screen.
You can't see anything?
We just see a black screen. But maybe you can send the link from your presentation into our chat, okay, so that we can join. Or you can read the questions and we can submit the answer in the chat.
Okay.
Так,
Okay, but you don't see the screen, yes?
Yes, you do not share your screen right now. So please share your screen. You do not share it. Ви зараз просто не вмикнули демонстрацію екрану. Але ми маємо лінк на ваш Kahoot, ми маємо його як викладачі, тобто ми бачимо всі питання. І зараз ми бачимо ваш екран, і ми зможемо доєднатися. Finally, everything works.
Yeah.
We can be participants, yeah.
So we have some more time, and we'll start. Nine participants. Okay, let's do that. Good. What does Texan people like the most? Great. Okay. Next task, number 3. What do people eat on Thanksgiving? Yes, Natalia leads. The largest restaurant chain in America is? Thank you, McDonald's. Which sports audience eat the most hot dogs? Yes. Natalia is still on top. The Levi's official dessert. is yes, peach pie. Which is the number? Number 1. Georgia. Thank you, Natalia, for being, yes, for being on top, and others are coming close. When sandwich is a sandwich with good. Thank you. Yes, Sulima is here. Now let's come to ice cream. Good. So we see the score and we see the winners. The same. And the last question. Good. So the podium is Natalia, Salima, and Angel. Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay. So, introducing food into the classroom and speaking about American food, students chose McDonald's as their most favorite topic for discussion. And now, again, we have the chance to speak about this task, to speak on it. And I ask you to talk what we know about McDonald's at the beginning, what we know at the beginning of the lesson without learning some information, without doing tasks at home, without searching for information. Please, you can write in chat, yes, and you can speak. Good. Yes, it's fast food restaurant. Yeah. It is tasty and unhealthy. Thank you. What else do we know about it? Yes. Good. Thank you. It is business, restaurant, family business. It's popular, famous everywhere. Okay. Good. It's famous everywhere, not only in the US. Thank you, Oksana. Good. Yes, it is associated with the US. Good. And one more question, but I'd like you to speak what you would do at the lesson if you were asked the question, what's the information you know about McDonald's? You can choose any side, like it is healthy, it is unhealthy, it is popular, famous, it doesn't matter, but what would you offer students to hear about McDonald's, being a teacher? Who can add, who can speak on the topic? You have time to speak.
Okay, I guess I would show some commercials of McDonald's because definitely if it's so popular,
Yes.
there are lots of interesting commercials which will trigger the students' attention and evoke some kind of discussion why it is so popular. And when inspiring them for discussion, will move on to being healthy or unhealthy and why it is still popular with people of different ages. Might be a good topic for discussion of junk food and so on. But start with something positive like a commercial, something bright.
Thank you. Yes, to include, yes, to ask them to be active. Good. Thank you, Angelica. Okay, other ideas? In the different age groups are also a good chance, yes, to speak. What do members of the family think, yes, about McDonald's? Whether you belong to one group who are for using this junk food. Okay, who else? Yeah, good, Alexandra. I like the idea. Would you develop it? Starting a career, like do you mean working in McDonald's?
Yes, I mean the first step to start your work. You may have no special education, but you may start your career even during summertime. You may go and apply for the job in McDonald's.
Good. Great. What else? Who else can add? No more volunteers? And what would you say if you yourself didn't like McDonald's at all, and how would you start your speech? What would you say in this case? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Okay, but it's okay, Angelica.
I guess I wouldn't start with my opinion on McDonald's, because in such a way I will block my students from sharing their opinions and speaking about this business chain, because the teacher will be domineering. It's not the point of the English
Okay,
lesson.
yes, I'm not talking about starting, but yes, taking another role.
We'll lead where the discussion, we'll see where the discussion goes. If they do like, and if they find lots of justification and different reasoning why McDonald's is worth visiting and eating their food from the menu, so then let it be this way. Let
Good.
it be even the wrong way, but still, it's their discussion,
yes.
not critical.
Thank you. Good.
We
Lisa
can also, I'm sorry, may I add anything?
Yes,
we can
yes.
also show some pictures of different foods, and we can ask students what can we eat in McDonald's, what can we buy there.
Okay, yes, facts, to find out facts, yes, okay, thank you. Good.
Yeah, and also with the younger learners, perhaps they are not able to speak much, but they can look through the menu and learn some basic words on food and build some simple sentences on the topic.
Yes, and yes, and we can teach them, yes, adjectives using, yes, tasty. Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yes.
If I would like to tell my students about McDonald's or maybe some other ways of living or eating, maybe I begin with such new way that in many countries, and maybe Ukraine is an exception, but in many countries there are new ways of living and new way of eating, and there are so many people, they are vegans or vegetarians, and maybe every person has a chance to choose some food that it's useful for her or for him, and not according to the habits or eating habits of other people. And I think that in such way, yeah.
Thank you. Good. And we have one more question. Students found out something. They learned at home, they searched for information, they collaborated and shared ideas. And do you think their thoughts would change or not? Do you think they will change completely or not after learning lots of information and searching for new information? Yes, Irena?
Yeah. We can maybe, I think that it's a good idea to give our students, students always like to use gadgets and gadgets for mobile phones. I just think that maybe we give some task for find information about the calories of menu in McDonald's, some dishes. I think maybe it's a good idea. And they try to find, maybe compare them. I think that's a good idea to some discussion about this. Who is for, who is against. I think that's a good idea.
Okay, good. Other ideas? Yes, but they will learn. Yes, they will learn new ideas. Yes, good. And what else I can offer students? Today we also mentioned Padlet as a tool, and I would like them to write about food, which is popular in the US. Which food so people eat in this or that state? What would you suggest instead of using famous food in different states or work for tablet? What are your ideas? What you would offer to use to offer students to do using Padlet, of course? What can students do? You can write in chat or speak as well. What, okay, coming to another slide and using Padlet, they had the task to write about traditional dishes in the US, and the task, which made me like very sad, when students copied some information and copied from internet. So we had, instead of discussing favorite food, we discussed the problem that the task was to search for information about popular food in different states, and students found something and just used it. They cheated and used information which shouldn't be used in the Padlet. What would you did? Yes. Okay. So you don't see again?
We see your screen and we see the link on
yeah,
Padlet.
I see that is, again, it's, yeah.
But we see your presentation.
See?
So we saw your presentation.
Yes. Okay.
Now you do not show your screen, you do not demonstrate
and,
it.
You will see it when you, yeah. Okay.
We
Padlet.
have the link for your Padlet in the chat, and we can observe it from our devices.
Okay, and here? You don't see.
You do not demonstrate your screen, you do not share your screen.
Okay, what I did wrong?
No, just share your screen, press the button for Zoom sharing. Now we can see.
And yeah, and I invite those who would like to write here on Padlet, use this device for working. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm coming to some additional things I prepared for you at the end. When we work on project problem-based learning and projects, we expect something from our students. And what do we expect students to learn, to be after working and doing things, not only learning, but doing actively and working actively in the lessons? What do we expect our students to get after solving problems at the lesson, after working with their peers, after learning and doing? What things do we expect to learn, or what emotions we expect to see on their faces? What about the result of such implementation? Do we really need to implement problems-based learning at the lesson. I'd like you to share your ideas. I read that lots of teachers use PBL at the lesson, and lots of teachers work on projects at the lesson and after the lessons. So it will be not difficult to share your ideas. What are your expectations? What will students learn? I don't see answers. Okay, Lisa, what do you mean by showing their likes?
So students, when students express their ideas, their thoughts, they can tell us what they like and what they dislike. And so that is why, first of all, we will know what they like.
Okay, thank you. Good. No more ideas? Thank you. Thank you. And what about my expectations and students, what students told me? So happiness is when we see, when the student says about difference, yes, the teacher made in his or her life. It is very important to be involved in this process together with students. And I asked my two students to express the ideas about school life and what they learned, what they did at school, and how they analyze their school years and learning by doing things or working on projects. So what I got, one student who is now a project manager, who works on projects herself, who invites teachers, students to work with her in different countries. So what did she do? So she wrote about teachers, yes, who influenced her and invited her to, encouraged her to believe in herself, but to work. And so she is not writing about curricular activities, but about the opportunity to work in a team with others, with her peers, and being a part of Euroclub, and against, while organizing her own club or project. So she always thinks about things she learned at school, like sharing and changing ideas, tolerance, friendship. So that's one answer. And another answer is from former Flex students. So she also mentioned the fact about being the member of Euroclub and about being global citizen, about traveling, communication, about projects, international projects, and nothing is written about everyday hard work of a teacher, but the influence, yes, the influence the teacher had on, the teachers have on students. So what do you think? What would your students told you after graduating school, or what did they do when you met them, and what things they still remember or keep in mind nowadays? Do you have any like ideas or memory you want to share with us?
Can I tell?
Yes, Ellen.
It's usual when we are learning, when I am learning with my students that topic, I usually propose some, for example, project. For example, top 10 Ukrainian dishes, or top 10 world dishes, maybe compare. Or as usual, I can propose to make a presentation with a recipe of some dish, or maybe with some many pictures, because when students see so many pictures and not so many words, not so many text, they remember this information for a long time. As usual.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Angelica, please.
Yeah, your question was about school memories, right? About
yes.
feedback from students. Well, traditionally, I guess every school has a kind of language week, and during the language week, we have a traditional contest that is a TED Talk contest, where students can say whatever they want, criticize whatever they don't like, and another event which we also expected to be very, very harsh, we offered for students is school memories, and it happened quite the opposite. Each student who comes, who takes the floor in the assembly hall, he or she speaks a lot of praise about school, and they show wonderful photos of spending time together with teachers, funny moments from the lessons, and even they weep a bit on the stage, and we admire this event. And almost all final year students make these speeches, and I guess it's a good tradition we launched at our school, because we want this kind of how to say, it's not a reward for teachers, but I guess it's rewarding to hear these wonderful things about our work, and appreciation.
And what are the most important for you when you heard their speeches? So what did you like or were impressed by?
Well, once I was impressed when a student of mine failed his geography test, and he scored very low in geography, and I told him, you are so smart, you're so talented in English and in mathematics, you can do it, so just do it. It's very, it's not just so challenging for you. And he believed in himself, and he scored high in geography, and he remembered it. It happened, I guess, 2 years before the event, and he came to the stage and he mentioned this small conversation between us, and how significant it was for him to hear that someone believes in him. And you know, that happens. And it's good that everything is in English. And I believe that if students start speaking and thinking in English and sharing their emotions in English, this is their language. And then they break the barrier. They believe that it is their second language.
Yes, and the teachers are there for, for this. Yeah, thank you, Angelica. Thank you. Yeah. Who else? Yes, we have written task. Yes. What else? Yeah. who can share the memories? Yeah, memories are something we take with us all the time. Good. Okay. Thank you. And Angelica is also working on the project, yeah, twinning projects, and she has lots of stories, yes, and lots of projects, yeah, and ideas to share, how students work together, how countries work together, yeah.
That's true. I admire some practical work when we apply our knowledge of English for getting something tangible as a result. And that's great that our students are learning the language which is global, and we are lucky to be their teachers. They will, well, there was something interesting, a remark from Tetyana, I suppose, I don't remember, that students do not respect teachers. You know, probably to some extent you're right, but not the English teachers, because we are opening the door to the global world with the language, and they do respect us for at least for this small thing we are doing.
Yeah. In these days, we all remember what happened, all countries of the world, and especially our partners from European countries, from US, from Canada. So all of them wrote tons of messages to us, yeah, and asked how we feel, what help we need. And it's really impressive. And just everyone, students, teachers, like they were impressed by this care, understanding, support from people, yeah, from people. Okay, thank you for that. So a very short poem. Everyone, yes, read it maybe, but it's really, nowadays it says a lot. What I prepared, but after 2 sessions, I saw that my offer is not enough, because you use lots of tools and much more than I just share with you, certainly. And the last part of my presentation today is a short film for everyone to see, but just I must stop it to be sure that we will see this film. the last moment is when we teach students to give feedback. So our feedback to this presentation, to our time spent together, and so why teaching PBL? In the lesson, what we learned today, was it useful or not? Thank you for your participation, for being active. Sorry for drawbacks and technology problems, but so I tried to do my best today. Thank you. And what do you think? You can write in chat or speak as well. We have some minutes left. So hope this training course inspired some of you to develop and teach PBL if you didn't do it at the lesson, and work on projects, help students improve professionally, and help students to grow and to be a true citizens of our dear Ukraine. Make the difference in students' life, and keep well, be happy, and let's hope for fast victory of Ukraine. Thank you.